on the top of a lungs, dancing by the lakeside, gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to video number, let me work this out, video number 4 in my 4-week grocery challenge here for June. I have split the videos up into parts, obviously, because otherwise the video would be just way too long, and I really wanted to explain to you guys and show you guys how I'm planning this 4-week grocery haul or grocery challenge. Because you have to plan, you have to be organized. I follow my process I've followed for absolutely years, but I'm doing it on a much bigger scale, obviously, because I'm planning for a month or 4 weeks. So I've broken it down so I can explain it to you guys. So maybe you can do it on a smaller scale, just a 2-week grocery challenge or a 1-week grocery challenge if you want, but I would never suggest doing a 1-week grocery shop. I always say at least 2 weeks, that's where you're going to save money. But yeah, hopefully this helps someone out there. If you haven't seen those videos, there's a playlist link below, go and have a look at it. I think I've called it just the 4-week grocery challenge, maybe June. Maybe I'll do that, because if I do this again next month and you guys want to see it, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see this again, then I'll label it obviously by month. Now if you're a VIP member, you would have already seen the videos that were up there, but I just want to let you know VIP members will see certain videos first before here on the public channel. That's just part of you supporting me and being a VIP member. If you want to know what that's all about, there's a link below to that, so you can go and check it out, which includes all my meal planning printables. You get them for free on the This Mum at Home website, and I've already talked about obviously some of the printables that I've used in the first few videos. So today we're actually up to, I will say I'm actually after this going to go and pick up part 1 of my grocery shop, so there will be a grocery haul coming up. I have split it into 2 because the bulk of it is being done at Woolworths and it's a massive shop, so I'm going to pick, I did order it online just to help me out, because last month when I went and shopped it myself, oh my gosh, it was 2 shopping trolleys worth because of drinks, and it took me nearly 2 hours to do, and I had to do it at night because I was working and I couldn't fit it in, and it was just a nightmare. If I'd done it online, I wouldn't have got it in time, and they were out of stuff if I did it that way. So this time I've tried to be a little bit more prepared, but it is still evening. I'll be picking it up tonight, so you guys will see that. But because it's such a big shop, I've got Woolworths to shop it for me. Hopefully everything is available and nothing substituted. If it comes back that some things weren't available, then I will just go in the store myself and get them, because quite often if something's unavailable, when I go into the store, it's actually there. It's just that they must have to keep a certain amount of stuff on the shelf. So that is part 1, and then part 2 I'm actually going to Coles and Aldi just for a few other things, so I'll do that in another video the next day just to break it up and show you guys, because it's going to be quite long. So because I'm up to that, obviously I've done my actual, after I've done all my other steps that I've talked about in the videos, which is shopping from the pantry, the cleanup, shopping from the pantry, and my actual meal plan for the 4 weeks, I've talked about that. Then the next step is actually writing my grocery list, and there's a whole process to that. But a really important process to this is I don't write anything on my grocery list. I don't look through catalogs. That's the #1 rule too. Do not look through catalogs until you do the other steps first, so I'll explain that in a second. But the first thing I tend to write on my actual grocery list is this bottom section from the Shopping with the Pantry printable that I did. Anything, so for example, if I planned on making spaghetti bolognese, because I already had in my freezer, say, mince and pasta, but I still needed the sauce, then I would write the sauce down here as I'm doing this sheet, because otherwise I forget. If I don't write it down here while I'm thinking about all of this stuff here, if I don't write those little extra ingredients that I know I definitely need down here, I forget, and that's why I put this section on the bottom. So I go off this sheet, I've written that straight onto my grocery list and budget sheet here, and then basically after that I've gone through my fridge, freezer and pantry, and anything else that I might need that I haven't already written down, I'll write that on there, plus toiletries and cleaning products if I need any of that as well. So my grocery shopping and budget includes all of that. The only thing it doesn't include is food and kitty litter for Snuggles, our cat, because we've had him for the last year, but so it was a whole separate budget thing that I had to input, so I've kind of put that separately, so that's the only thing we don't include. So my budget for my main shop right now, I'll tell you, which is supposed to be for the 4 weeks aside from top-up shops, is $500. So that's what I was working with for this sheet here. So once I wrote everything down, I actually went through and tried to calculate how much everything was adding up to see if there's any more room in the budget, basically. And that's when I go through the catalogs. I don't go through the catalogs beforehand. So when I go through the catalogs, if I then notice that maybe those chips are cheaper than the ones I was originally thinking, then I'll make note of those chips instead and write them down. The reason I don't go through catalogs first before I do grocery lists is because you tend to go through, well, I tend to go through the catalog, see what I like and go, oh, let's have that, and just add it in, and all of a sudden I'm making things that I probably shouldn't make because I've got other stuff already that could save me money, and you know, I can make that instead. And I want to rotate through stuff I've got here, obviously, especially through the freezers. So that's why I don't do that. So basically I've done all that. And then the key with the grocery list as well, you can probably tell here on the camera, but I use a highlighter because I'm shopping at multiple stores. If I just write it all in pen, it's all very confusing. I've got to know which store I'm going to for what products. So I use a highlighter for each store. So I use a green for Woolworths, like a red for Coles, and then a blue for Aldi. That's how I work it. For me, I've actually, once I've done this, I started putting it into my online shopping on Woolworths and Coles. I had both of those stores open, actually on the computer, and I would see if something was a bit cheaper at Coles, maybe I might have got it there instead of Woolworths. So I kind of play around with that. So I get the cheapest price possible most of the time. The only time I've decided, oh nah, I still get that at Woolworths, is maybe I prefer it at Woolworths, or if I'm getting extra points for my rewards, which I'm going to talk about in a second because that was amazing this week. Let me tell you about that. But yeah, I kind of have a list, and then what I can do is I can physically then see the exact price I'm going to be charged from Coles and Woolworths if I'm ordering online. So it's a great way of actually sticking on budget, is doing that. If you don't want to order online, then just do it old school like I've done many a times. I always write, when I'm writing anything down, write an estimated price. If something is $3.50, I'll try to write $4. If something's $3.20, I might write $3. Okay, so I do that. The most important thing to do is to write an estimated price, because if you're just writing a grocery list and then you go and add up all these amounts and say your budget's $100 but it's coming to $110, then you know, oh, I should cut some stuff off. Is there anything I don't actually need? Did I put Tim Tams on there and I don't really need Tim Tams? Do you know what I mean? So I do that. So it's really vital to do that, because if you just write a grocery list and then go to the shop, you don't know what you're spending. You don't know what it's going to come to. You have no idea, and you either end up spending more money than you want to, or you get to the register and you don't have enough money to pay for your things, and that's a bit embarrassing. You don't want to have to say, oh, can I just put those back, you know, that kind of thing. So that will save you some embarrassment, and it will also save you money if you estimate the price. It's super important to do that. Obviously with Aldi I can't shop online, so I always write the estimated prices here. I will say I had a few things like the cheese, all my cheese products I was actually going to get at Aldi, and I wrote it on here. And then noodles was the other thing I was getting from Aldi, but I changed my mind and now I'm getting the cheese at Woolworths, but I am going to Aldi just for noodles. So that's only going to cost me $8 there because I'm going to get 4 packets. So yeah, the other good thing about this sheet too, and you don't have to have this printable, you can just write it down on a piece of paper, is I write it into sections. So I have pantry, fridge and freezer, bathroom, laundry, and other. So for example, in other, I've got dishwasher tablets and foil trays, because I want to do something special in those for my cook up. So I do that. Once I add everything up, I actually write down the bottom here, Aldi is a certain amount, Coles is a certain amount, Woolworths is a certain amount, so I can keep track of what it should be at each store, and then I do a total. So I've got my budget down here for $500, and right now I'm estimating $466. So because I've actually put them into the online shopping for Coles and Woolworths, it's pretty accurate. But if I was just estimating prices and not online shopping and just writing a list for, you know, it could only be 20 items, always write a list, always write an estimated price for things. if you're just doing that and not calculating it online, say this comes to $466 just for my estimate, then I'm pretty much guaranteed, if I don't add anything in or do impulse shopping in the store, then I'm pretty much guaranteed it's going to probably come under that. So it's a really nice surprise when I actually go to pay for things. So I do that if I'm not online shopping. I am online shopping this week though, because it's just going to save me a ton of time. It's just so much easier to do it that way. So a couple of things to note with me in particular for this. My actual Woolworths is coming to $354. That's out of that $500 budget. It was $391, but I've used my 10% off for the month and it's come down to $354. So I've actually saved, I think it was about $39 is what I've saved there. So that's a good thing, saved $39. On top of that, this is the last shop I need to do in a 4-week big points promo that I had going on. That plus my boost points plus any other sort of deal I had on my Woolworths rewards for getting points, I'm actually getting nearly 20,000 points. I've actually got 1,500, I think, roughly points sitting there on the rewards, so 1,500 roughly. And this shop's coming to 19,498 points. So I'm going to get, as soon as I do this shop, all those points are going to convert to $20,000. 20,000 points. So that is equaling $100 for rewards dollars. So if I wasn't banking it for Qantas points like I am, if you haven't seen that, that's what I'm doing because we're traveling overseas and I'm using it for free flights. That would be $100 there plus the $39 I've saved with the 10% off because I'm a everyday, is it extras member? That's what it is. I have, what's that? So that's about $140 I've saved by shopping at Woolworths, saved or made, or say made, that I could use on my next big shop if I wanted to do it that way. So for me, that's why I don't shop at Aldi. I used to shop at Aldi and then do my fillers at Coles and Woolworths. I don't now. I do it the other way around because even with some of Aldi's prices being a bit lower, like the cheese, you know, I ended up getting it at Woolworths instead because I knew I was going to get an extra 10% off all of that. So even doing that, taking off, I come out much better in front with Woolworths. You have to be organized, you have to know, you have to play the points game and do that to actually win, I'll say. Now that's a huge amount of points. I'm actually getting 16,000 points for this 4-week deal I had. So it was a great promo that I actually got personally. Not everyone gets that, everyone gets different deals and stuff come through. It was a great one for me. But even if I got 10,000 points, like that's $50. Do you know what I mean? So it's a win-win for me as far as that goes, and yeah, it's amazing and it's going straight towards my holiday because I am converting it to Qantas points. If you actually want to see a video on me talking about how I do that and what it's all about and why I'm doing it for the Qantas points instead of the rewards dollars, I still talk about how I do the rewards dollars and how I've kind of really worked it and got bonus things and stuff. There is a video, so I will link that below for you guys to go and check it out if you're interested. Go and have a look. I do babble a lot in it, but I just want to tell you everything. People have asked me so many questions, so I just tried to put it all, everything people asked me about, I tried to put it all in a video, so definitely go and have a look at that. So I'm super excited about that. Just as an update, I'll give you an update on how many, so I need 200,000, is it 200,000? 400,000, no. I need 200,000, sorry, 200,000 Qantas points for us to have free flights between Hawaii and Orlando for Disney World, return for the 4 of us for our holiday. And I have so far got, I'm actually being gifted 50,000 points from someone in my family because I helped them out with something. But I have already got 126,000 points roughly. So that is actually equal, the 126,000 is equal to 252,000, hang on, 252,000 rewards points, which in turn would be worth $1,260 as in rewards dollars. The reason I'm doing it is because if we have the 200,000 Qantas points, it's actually saving us $4,500 in flights rather than me just getting $2,000 worth of rewards dollars, if that makes sense. So for us, it's worth it because it's just what the points were to get the flights through Qantas and everything. So we are well ahead, like $4,500. That's how much we're saving. We're not paying for that, which is amazing. So that's why we're doing it. So yeah, right now I'm sitting on about 126,000. On the 20,000 I'm going to get, that will equal 10,000 more points will come through today. So I'm up to 136,000 plus my 50,000 roughly that I'm getting off someone. Just trying to see where I'm up to. That means I'm only needing to get another 14,000 Qantas points. And my goal was to get the total that I needed by the end of this year. But I am going to smash that and get that before then. I'll probably get that hopefully in the next couple of months, if not like 3 months maybe, because it does equal 28,000 rewards points is what I need. So I'll be working on that, trying to get them as much as possible. So I will keep you guys updated because everyone's been asking me about that. How I'm going and yeah, what's happening with it. So I don't have much to go. I'm pretty excited. All right, so I've done my grocery list. I've told you guys what you should do as far as doing, you know, the important things. Highlight your shops so you don't miss things. Otherwise, I would go to the shop and miss it and not get the right shop and stuff. Estimate your prices, overestimate, like always round up if you can at times, because then you're not going to get a rude shock when you're at the register. You're going to have the right amount of money. You'll probably not spend as much as you think you were, so that's a bonus as well. And also don't shop the catalogs, obviously, before you write everything on there that you actually need. Okay, don't do it. Now, when it comes to the catalogs, I do have another little printable that I use sometimes. If I do this 4-week grocery challenge next month, and well, I'm always going to do it, but whether I film it or not is another thing. If you want me to film it and explain it, I won't go into so much detail in each video next month because you've got these videos to actually reference to. But if you want me to talk about it again next month and keep you up to date on how I go, please comment below. But if I do that, I will talk about the wish list printable that I have as well. So that kind of forms part of this, and I use it to track the points and all that too. So I'll definitely talk about that more. But yeah, that's where I'm sitting at, guys. So estimated total is $466. Which means too, I'm $36 under budget. That extra money that I've got left over, I'm going to put into my top-up shops. Now the top-up shops is what's going to come up in the next 3 weeks. So the next 3 weeks after this shop will be top-up shops. So I will have grocery hauls coming up still, obviously, for that time. The budget for those is $50 per week, okay? So how I worked out the budget for the grocery shop for the whole 4 weeks for the month is it was $150 per person aged 14 years plus. So for us, that's 2 people, that's $300 plus $100 per anyone under 14 years, which is the 2 kids. So that was another $200. That is my main shop. So that's $500 there. And then my budget for the top-up shops was just whatever I had as my budget for an adult. So that was $150. I'm just splitting it over 3 weeks. So I'm trying to do it roughly about $50 per week, so I don't spend too much in the first week and then have no money in the last week. But right now with the $150, I'll actually have $186 because that's how much hopefully I've saved. We'll see after we do the 2 grocery shopping videos when I put them up, see how much we've got left over, and I'll let you know. But yeah, I'm just going to pull it all together for the actual top-up shops, so they will be coming out. Top-up shops are just for fresh fruit and veggies, things I might have run out of unexpectedly, more bread and milk, because I've only got limited space on that kind of stuff, obviously, to keep stored. That's why. What else? Yeah, things I might have run out of unexpectedly, and things that might go on sale that I want to take advantage of, like things that are half price that I normally always buy, and you know, if I can get it half price, then I should get it. So that's what we'll be looking at. Plus I'll probably also maybe go in and out of NQR, maybe the Reject Shop. Reject Shop's not been great of recent for prices, honestly. Like, it's more expensive than the supermarkets at the moment for things. So NQR though is something I can keep an eye on, so maybe I'll look at that. Just yeah, other sort of places that I can look at as well. So I'll be doing all of that. But yeah, so that is the grocery list. The last part I need to do before I actually go grocery shopping, it's all done, complete. I'm going to head off now and go and pick up part 1 of my grocery shop, which is Woolworths, like I said. So please subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you here. Comment below if you do want to see more of these videos for next month, because I'll definitely do them to keep you guys up to date. Check out the rest of the channel, obviously. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. Bye.
The things that we'll do, 'cause I